Welcome to today's podcast of Diving Deep with the Gale Force Twins, where we dive deep into fishing during a hurricane. So, actually, it's true.
It's true, and we've fished not only on the front end of hurricanes, but also back end of the back end of hurricanes as well.
Yes.
So let's dive deep into the experience we had on the front end of this hurricane. My name's Amanda.
My name is Emily, and welcome to Diving Deep with the Gale Force Twins. This specific hurricane that we're referring to showed up while we were filming for our TV show.
Well, it was before we were filming, because we knew about it.
That's true. It showed up right before, filming for our TV show on the Outdoor Channel, which, if you are interested in watching, as always, details are in the description box for you. But we have our show, Gale Force Twins, which is also now streaming on My Outdoor TV, and you can get your first month free with the code GALEFORCE. So this hurricane shows up, and we're like set to film.
Basically, going into these shoots, so to film season 1 of our show, it was 5 10-day shoots. Mm-hmm. Planned, hotels, flights, crew, production,
yes.
Cameras, right? It's all planned. So obviously having to reschedule because of weather, if it has to happen, safety is always number one priority.
Yes.
Let's make that abundantly
clear.
And
I think we knew going into the film schedule that we had, we were fully prepared to have to make a couple reschedules because of, we started filming in May, which is when it was windy. No, it was March. It was even windier.
No, it was May, Emily.
Springtime in Florida is windy. And then it calms down in the summer, but even though it's calm, now you're dealing with hurricanes.
Always have to be ready for a hurricane.
We were fully prepared for this.
And, so what happened was there was this hurricane. I don't remember the name of it, but it was a massive storm.
So I don't think
it ever hit land, though.
No, so this hurricane never hit the U.S. It stayed offshore many, many, many miles.
But it was like a Category 5.
Yes.
It was a massive storm off of the coast of East Florida. Mm-hmm. And going into the shoot, we were like not sure if we were going to have it. And then 3 days before the shoot, we kind of had to make the call.
Yeah.
We said, no, it's going to be good. You know, we weren't going to be dealing with wind so much.
The local forecast was calm. That was the catch. So basically, when you have these big storms dwelling offshore, what'll happen is we will get the outer bands. So we'll just get horrible thunderstorms. But outside of the storms, the sea conditions were great. We were dealing with just
slicked out
August days.
Yes, and I would definitely say this was probably, so we knew that it was going to be super calm. However, it was supposed to be raining like the whole time. And a lot of that was just basically getting outer bands from this storm.
Right.
And essentially, I guess you could call it like the calm before the storm is kind of what we were fishing.
Yeah, and a lot of people will ask.
And it's very hit or miss.
Yeah.
And
yes.
Emily, would you say the fishing with this hurricane?
It was a miss.
It was
huge
so
bad.
Miss. It was, so I remember.
Well, hold on. First of all, it really wasn't. It turned out.
It's an incredible episode. I love this episode. Let's clarify.
This turned out to be one of my favorite episodes to watch.
Well, it was a hometown episode.
It was a hometown. Yeah, but that was okay, I do think we put extra pressure on ourselves to have an extra special episode in our hometown because it was our hometown. But at the end of the day, we were fishing in August. And for those of you that don't know, August fishing,
the water gets really hot.
It's not
and it can slow down
good.
A lot.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, the mahi can be around, and thankfully, we did get into the mahi a little bit.
Yeah, we got a little bit.
But fun fact, I'll give you a little bit of like TV magic on this one. So, on our last podcast episode, we talked about darlings, and what a darling is when you have a segment
that you love so much.
But it doesn't make the final cut because you have too many other segments that are better.
Yes.
Right, basically?
Yes.
So when we were filming in the Bahamas, we ended up with a spearfishing darling.
Yeah, and we thought that, this kind of sucks. Like, we have this really great segment that it's not going to make it to air. Oh, well, it is what it is.
And this darling found a home.
It found a home.
So what happened was on this Palm Beach episode, because of this hurricane, I will also add, it wasn't necessarily the fishing that was bad. It was the fact that we were dealing with outer bands. And basically, it limited our fishing hours.
So we were basically...
We could fish from, like, sunrise till, like, noon.
No, not even.
Not even.
It was, like, 2-3 hours in the morning and 2-3 hours before, like, in the evening.
And
that
then
was all we had. So we were getting up at, like,
4 a.m.
This was like one of those extra early. We were getting up at 4, so we were pulling out of the slip while it was still dark out, so that way we got the sunrise bite.
We had to like beat the storms, and so I would say we were mostly. I would agree actually. Before I say the fishing was bad, I would say that
we were limited on time.
We didn't have enough time, and because of that, though, on this shoot, we realized, oh my gosh, we have that darling from West End, and even though it was supposed to be a Palm Beach hometown episode, I would 100% consider West End. It's literally like. That's the epitome of Palm Beach.
Right. I think what's unique to Palm Beach in living in West Palm is the fact that you can run. Literally, it's only around 60 miles.
You could
off
day
the coast
trip it if you wanted to,
and go fishing in the Bahamas.
And we got to include a Bahamas segment in this episode that was going to be a darling, but we didn't have to get rid of our darling. We got to keep her.
Amanda, should we watch our spearfishing segment?
I agree. Our almost darling that got to make the final cut that I was so happy about. And I don't remember even what we spearfished for, but I just really liked it.
What's great about West Palm Beach is that we are only 60 miles from the Bahamas. And with a boat as fast as our Camus, we can do that in a day. We run over, check into customs, do some spearfishing, and run home all within a day's time. Let's be speedy. We have weather coming in here, weather over there. Hopefully the two storms don't meet, but we'll watch it.
Okay.
We'll watch it.
Yeah.
Safety first. We have a little bit of time. That storm is still 10 miles away. It's not moving, and then we have a storm over here that's moving slowly. So we probably have maybe an hour here before we need to get up and move. So we're gonna get in, see if we can grab something before the weather takes over and we have to be completely dependent on what the weather is doing. A lot of diving with our friend CJ Duffy. We always dive with a certified rescue diver and a guide, and CJ has been that person for us for quite a while.
From young, been about my scenes. I was at school with a hand drum, not winning C on COFD. But one show in a tantrum, but I'm on the way to a many times free. I don't wanna waste your time. If it won't make sense, then it won't make G's. My every time they're honoring me. From young, been about my scenes. I was at school with a hand drum, not winning C on COFD.
We'll take that. Nice female.
I don't wanna waste your time. If it won't make sense, then it won't make G's. My every time they're honoring me.
We found a Nassau grouper under a rock. And unfortunately, it was a hard shot because there was another coral head nearby. And when Amanda went to spear it, the back of her spear gun hit the coral head next to her and basically put the shot off the grouper. Because of that, though, the fish swam out and swam away deeper into another hole. And that fish ended up leading us to a yellowfin grouper, which in my opinion is even better than a Nassau grouper.
So this Nassau grouper, even though I was heartbroken over it, it led us to this yellowfin grouper. And at this point, I had already taken my shot. I was getting surface time, so it was Emily's turn to go for the yellowfin.
He's bigger than I thought.
That's a big one. I saw the pole through just start. Got it strong.
Oh yeah.
Got the grouper.
Although it was a hurricane and we were limited, the cool thing is that because it was completely slicked out, we were able to do deep dropping.
Yes.
So the thing about deep dropping is that the conditions kind of have to be right.
Especially off the east coast of Florida,
Yes.
because we have a current that rips like crazy.
Yes.
So not only does it have to be slicked out, but you have to have light current.
Yes.
And we had both.
And we had
And we could say thanks to this hurricane, I guess.
And thanks to this hurricane, we went into our back pockets and we were like, we need to get some fish.
Because
for this
we
boat.
didn't have that much time, like I said, out there. So it was like we could sit out here and we could kite fish, which we did, and we had success. So you can watch that.
Yes.
However, we were like, we needed a guarantee. We needed like a, okay,
Yeah.
there's fish in the boat.
Well, and I think that's the cool thing about bottom fishing in general is that, so pelagic fishing, these fish migrate and they move and they don't have a home. So every day you're going out, you're chasing a moving target. Bottom fish have homes. And
It's just sometimes they don't
We
bite.
had numbers. Now, yes, you are right.
Sometimes they don't bite, and they do travel a little bit.
and they do move a little bit. But for the most part, if
part,
the conditions are right, you
they're
can
there.
kind of get out there and get into your fish.
And we did have the opportunity to get into some fish.
So I think we should watch us catch some vermilion snapper.
Vermies are the best. Let's do it.
That bonito that we just caught earlier, I'm gonna drop down some chunks of meat to see if the vermies are around. We're not quite marking yet. Doesn't mean they're not there.
One of the nice things about bottom fishing is that it can be pretty productive while you're waiting for the bite from the pelagics on the kite. And it puts some dinner in the box.
Oh, Emily?
What is it, Amanda?
It's a vermilion snapper!
A vermilion snapper!
Oh, we got one!
Amanda is doing the easy fishing. Those vermilion snappers, when they're biting, they're biting. The kite fishing can be extremely productive, but sometimes it's not.
Ah!
Okay, that just reminded me of the craziest moment, my favorite moment of this whole episode, which
Okay.
we are going to watch that.
Okay.
So this whole episode, our goal was, do you remember this, Emily?
Oh, it was to catch a sailfish.
Catch a sailfish. Palm Beach is supposed to be the sailfish capital of the world. And
Okay, hold on.
let's
Wait.
Well,
That is up for debate. That's a big statement.
okay,
Maybe not. I think that the two locations that people argue are the sailfish capitals of the
Stewart.
world are Stewart
people say Guatemala,
and Guatemala.
Costa Rica.
You could argue that's similar to Guatemala.
Palm
so
Beach.
here's the thing: Stewart, Palm Beach, Jupiter, similar
Same area.
areas. Guatemala, Costa Rica, similar-ish areas.
Like we had said, this was August. So why on earth would we decide to? Which remember this? I forgot about
no,
this.
I know why. I know
yes,
why.
me too.
Okay.
Yes, what happened was, why were we fishing during a hurricane, and
No.
why did we decide to move forward with this shoot?
Why were we fishing out of Palm Beach in August for a TV show episode? That is not something I would ever have considered doing.
This shoot was
Yes.
supposed to happen in
In
March.
March.
That's where you got
Yeah.
confused. So what happened
Yes.
was this shoot was supposed to happen in March, and it had to get
And
rescheduled.
in the springtime in Florida,
That's when the sailfish bite.
you'll get the sails, you'll get the mahi start running. Springtime in
Tuna.
Florida can be really good.
And springtime out of the East Coast is like really, really good fishing.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to film it then, and it already had to get rescheduled. And
It just was one of those weeks where it got blown out really, really bad.
Yes. So we already dealt with weather. So when there was a hurricane offshore and the shoot had to get rescheduled
were
for
like,
August,
Do we
were like,
really cancel this again? You
Yes.
know?
So we
and
decided-
at what point
to move forward.
do you make lemons with lemonade?
And let me tell you, so did we catch a sailfish on rod and reel on the shoot?
But
No.
I honestly, I don't know if I'm going to say this was better, but like, we had a really incredible sailfish
So
experience.
the coolest thing that ever happened, and we are going to watch this one segment with you guys on this episode, is we got to swim with a free swimming sailfish.
Yes, but I think you need a caveat. So it is a thing to catch a sailfish, and then while you get it off the hook and you jump in with your sailfish that you just
yes,
caught
not
and you
in
release
South Florida Caribbean
Yes.
waters because of the sharks.
Please do not do that if you live in South
We've
Florida.
done it in Guatemala. People have done it in Costa Rica.
Yes.
Do not do it.
Do not do it here. But it's a thing to swim with your sailfish that you just released. This was a free swimming sailfish.
So we were free diving with our friends Kiki and Veril, and we were going for personal best line dives, which Emily crushed it. I guess I got my personal best too. But like, how deep did you go, Emily? Like 90 something feet?
It was 89 feet.
Emily went 89 feet. I still PR'd and went
You went like
69.
over almost 70.
It was really close to 70. So
Yeah.
here I am, like, getting that. That's the
It's
thing about
so
being
great.
twins,
Yeah.
is that if your twin sister goes 90 something feet or 89 feet and I go 60, I think it was 69 feet, I'm over here like, yeah, not that good, but still pretty. 70 feet is a pretty good dive on one breath. And on this free diving day, we saw a sailfish, and like it was the coolest thing ever. And I remember just when it happened, I was like, I pray to God we got that footage because that was so cool, and we did. I think we should just watch it, Emily.
Let's watch our free diving segment where we see a free swimming sailfish.
The foundation of spearfishing is free diving, which is why we love to go out with our friends Kiki and Farrell from Live Free Diving to get some practice on the line. Line diving is free diving down a line, and this line is mainly just a visual to help you stay vertical and keep your awareness of where you are in the water and know how deep you're going. Right when we get in the water, Amanda spots a sailfish, a free swimming sailfish, which is extremely rare. We have been in the water before with sailfish. However, that was with sailfish that we have personally caught and we're releasing. We have never been in the water and had a free swimming sailfish just swim by. I know where we're fishing. We've been fishing for like 3 days looking for that.
So basically when we start these sessions, we want to start slow. We want to warm up and work our way up to depth. So they'll start at a shallow depth, maybe 5 meters, about 20 feet or so, and progressively work a little bit deeper. And what we're doing, we're working to activate our mammalian dive response. So this is something that humans share with all other mammals, dolphins, seals, whales, they all have this. And basically what it is, once our body figures out it's in water, all these physiological responses will happen that allow us to stay down deeper and longer. Our heart rate will start to lower, blood will shift around, pool up in our core area where we need it the most, keep us nice and safe down there at depth. So they'll make a few warm-up dives, slowly get deeper, and we'll see if we can't hit some new personal bests today.
On my second warm-up dive, I hit 30 feet, which is what I used to struggle with a year and a half ago. I couldn't even barely get there. And now it's a warm-up dive for me, so I'm really proud of myself right now.
Should we talk about how there are different techniques to equalizing your ears?
Okay.
And how you were doing, I don't want to say wrong, but how learning how to do the right technique changed your freediving.
So there's more than one way to equalize your ears, and the gold standard for equalizing your ears while freediving is the Frenzel method.
Yes.
And I didn't know how to do that.
Basically, when you learn how to equalize your ears, everybody will have like a natural way that their body wants to do it. And some people get lucky, and I'm not going to lie, I'm one of them, that I do it the way you're supposed to do it for deep dives. Amanda,
I struggled. So in
You
the
were
beginning,
doing-
I was doing it like, I don't know, the other way. I was doing it the other way, and I was having the hardest time. And I could basically only get to like 30 feet.
Yeah.
Not even, like
right,
20
so
feet.
the method that Amanda was using
Could
is
only get me
effective for so deep.
far. And then eventually, I did learn how to Frenzel, and that took me from being able to do basically 30 feet. So like I said, like you just heard me say in this segment, that 30 feet used to be as far as I could go. And then literally a year later, once I learned how to Frenzel, well, why don't we see
Yeah.
how far I went?
I mean, yeah, and I think if any, so because we grew up lobstering and like recreationally freediving, I'll use that word lightly, down in the Florida Keys, and Amanda was never, you always struggled with your
I
ears.
always
and
struggled.
So you automatically just kind of assumed like, oh, I'm not the diver, like Emily's the diver, she can do it, she can get all the lobsters.
And we had this theory
And-
for a while, which I'm curious if
Yeah.
anybody else has this theory, but
You had your
I
tonsils
had my
taken out.
tonsils taken out when I was a kid. And sometimes I wonder, is getting your tonsils taken out, does it make it harder to learn how to equalize or harder to equalize your ears? And we've asked people this question, and every time we ask it, there's always a 50-50
Yeah.
answer. Like, yeah, I think you might
Yeah.
be right. So actually,
But- well,
I'd love to know your opinion on this.
Yeah, let us know. And if you are someone that feels like you struggle to free dive, I promise you, book yourself like a weekend course.
Yes, do a course. It's
It
very
will
helpful.
change your diving.
Yes.
It could, like, don't assume it's you. It could just be someone needs to basically tune you up, and next thing you know, you're diving new depths.
And that's exactly what happened here. And I don't remember exactly how far I went, so let's check
Let's
it
watch.
out.
Let's see.
So they're just dropping the line a little deeper, progressively working down to deeper depths. Now that they've warmed up a little bit, it'll be a little easier to work deeper.
My eyes on the crown, I'm claiming the dawn. I came from the bottom, I stand on my own, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I haven't personally been line diving since I got my level 1 free dive certification. And since then, I've been spearfishing to depths way deeper than my level 1 certification dive. So I knew going into this, I was pretty confident I would hit a personal best on the line dive.
I don't even know how deep that was, but I saw the yellow marker. Oh, 55 feet!
Going into the day, my goal was 60 feet, and I did end up hitting a personal best of 66 feet.
I played a little trick on you.
Yeah.
How deep was that?
66!
Once I found out I hit 66, well, it made me hungrier for wanting to hit 70. But with line diving and free diving, it's always good to end on a positive note and on a high. So after I hit that 66 feet, I said, you know what? That's amazing. I'm happy. We're going to call it there. But I'm going to be back, and I'm going to hit 70. What I love about diving with Kiki is that I know I am in extremely safe hands, and it's the right time and place to really push myself.
Please tell the other side that we don't play. Please tell the other side. Stay out our way. 'Cause we about to.
So that's why today I knew I wanted to go for another PR.
That felt,
Yeah, I know. You look great.
right?
That felt way better. Yes. I felt like I did it better.
Yes.
You good?
I played mind games.
What was that? What was the mind game?
27.3.
89 foot.
Makes me want to go for 90 now.
How was it?
It was great. Oh my gosh. I hit 66 feet. My goal was 60.
Nice job.
Now I want to hit 70.
New 100.
I'm aiming for 100 next time. Oh my gosh, 89 foot. That's crazy. I only hit 89 feet. I'm bummed it wasn't 90. You know, I know. I'm bummed my 66 wasn't 70. Like, come on. Oh, that was awesome. That was a really great time.
It's always funny how when you accomplish something, you're always like
Ready
"Man,
for the next
why was
step.
It? Yeah, like
I
you
guess so.
over
I hit
here-
66, and I was like, my goal was 60.
You should
I
be
hit
so proud of yourself.
I like shattered that goal, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready for 70. Come on,
I know.
I'm ready for the next one.
I know. And here I was like a foot away from 90, and I'm like, dang it, why did I have to land on like
89.
89? Man, I should have just gone an extra foot. Because, okay, so here's the thing is that we are not fully aware of how deep we're diving because, so the line that we're diving down is marked, but it's marked in meters and it's not marked every meter. And also, you're really trying to focus on your body awareness. So you're not actively counting how deep you are. You're not checking.
I mean, some people do, and you totally can, but
True,
that's
we
not.
choose
Just
not
focus on your
to.
feeling and like your
Right.
body and like your breathing and your breath hold, and that's just what we focus on.
Now you're breathing because
your
you're
breath hold.
you're
Focus on your breath
yeah,
hold,
you're-
and that's what we choose to focus on. And
Right,
then
so-
wherever I land is where I land, and I'm happy
Yeah,
with
you
that.
get to the surface and then you see how you did. And then you assess yourself. Okay, was that
Which I
easy?
also think is the safer way to
Yeah.
free dive and line dive and spearfish is to go based off how you feel as opposed to looking at your watch and looking at your depth and forcing a depth that you're not ready for.
Yeah.
Like you really got to be like, all right, how do I feel? Can I keep going? Can I push this? Because there's people that they'll see the marker they'll set their marker at 100 feet and be like, I'm going for that. I don't really
I think-
care.
okay.
And they push themselves and get injured or something.
Yes, I think we live in a world where because of technology, we almost have access to too much data. And it allows for us as humans to basically put these standards and these mind games on ourselves. And we see this data and we just put these markers out there like, well, I need to hit this number, or I need to, maybe it's the sport of running or freediving, whatever it is. You're like, I need to run this pace, or I need to dive this deep.
Or so-and-so went this deep and I saw it on Instagram, so I need to go that deep.
It's like no. Yeah, we get so caught up in it. So I think that's what I really like about freediving is how we purposely choose not to get caught up in the data and to just
We focus internally,
yes,
not externally.
Yes.
This is a intrinsically motivated sport.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like I
We're
want to
also
go
externally motivated,
I
but-
want to go deeper, but I think stopping it at a high PR that we did. We both stopped at PRs. We both were like, we're not going to push it. We both exceeded our expectations. Let's end on a high note.
Absolutely. And if you want to watch the rest of this episode, details in the description box. You can watch it on the Outdoor channel, wherever you choose to get that, or My Outdoor TV. You can stream it there. In the meantime, we hope you get out there, have fun, and stay safe.